One thing that I discovered is that the people who do searches on a website are apparently, according to research, 4 times as likely to buy than people who don't do searches. So I could present that evidence to people and say, look, the people who do searches are really valuable visitors. They're not people who are just on a browse journey who are just going to go off to somewhere else. These are people who really, really want to know, about things, and they're prepared to go and inconvenience themselves, perhaps to go and do a search rather than just browsing around. So those customers are very valuable. And the thing with Coveo is we've got the analytics about the customers as well as the analytics about the content. Furthermore, I'd say that the relevancy is very important, because in the end what we're trying to do is to connect people with information that they need. It's not really about just doing search anymore, because once you've built up those analytics and you've built up those machine learning models, you will then be able to move on to the higher levels of the Coveo relevancy maturity model and actually start to offer people recommendations. So what Coveo call the Netflix experience, so people will be able to go to your site and be shown content that other customers like you found this was a very useful thing to read. So in terms of understanding what we can do with search and what we can do with recommendations, I mean, it's just a good thing for the organization as a whole, because the organization wants to get to know its customers, and the search is now a vehicle where we can get to know our customers as well as our content. That's really important. I've seen a lot of enthusiasm. I remember when we first showed Coveo to the head of content services at Arm, he said, "Oh, this is fantastic. You've given me a whole new box of Lego to play with. Look at all these things that I can find out about my content. Look at all these things that I can find out about my customers." So real enthusiasm once he saw the Coveo dashboard and understood what kind of information he could get from it. The biggest thing is to have the shared index, because that means that once you've got all your content in the same index, then you can serve your customers and your employees wherever they are, wherever they want to search for it. They don't need to have magic knowledge about which silo they have to go to find a particular piece of information. It can all be there for them because you can have this shared cloud index, and that's just a marvelous thing, I think. Sorry, I'm just going to say, we've seen the results from machine learning. We turned the machine learning on and it made a massive increase in relevancy, and it gave us lots of information about what the most important documents were in our system. So yes, the Coveo machine learning does work. And I'm quite happy to say that internally all the time, get this content in the index, because I can give you machine learning. I can prove to you that it's going to benefit your content.